We just lost power again, so I was in the middle of editing. So now I'm back outside. While the weather's behaving, we're going to get some weeds and old crops cleared out of the garden so that we can get some onions planted.
Not that one, leave the pretty flowers. You can smell it.
Can you smell?
I don't think they have much of a smell, do they? Well, they do actually. They do smell What can you do next?
managed to get all the big old crops out of the veggie garden, out of the raised bed garden. Steve came out and helped me, which is nice. So we got all the rest of the beans off, and the tomatoes and the cucumbers. There's just a few ties left on the fence I need to get off. And I pulled out all the peppers and other bigger things. So it's looking pretty bare now, pretty empty and kind of small, but at least we've got broccolis and things in there that look nice. The neighbours have also cut down some trees, so everything looks very open at the moment. But at least I guess everything's getting lots of light in the winter. So I've gotten a little bit of weeding done too. I could start planting some of the onions, but I also want to finish getting everything cleared up so that I can tick that off the list. But it's lunchtime and I need a rest, so we will continue this later. We just lost power again, so I was in the middle of editing. So now I'm back outside getting some of the onions planted. The wind's a bit cold, so I'll just do a few and see how I go. I don't want to stay in this wind for too long. So I'm starting with the Egyptian walking onions. We've got some of the small bulbs or cloves, and then we've got the bulbils that grow on the stems from the seeds. Some of these are quite tiny, so I thought maybe I'll plant some of these in here along the edge. I kind of want to save some of the space for salad greens, so I thought I'd just plant them along the back edge. I can maybe help be a tiny bit of windbreak for other lettuces that I might plant. I also want to save some to take with us when we move, if we end up moving before these onions are ready to harvest, because I don't want to be left without any and have to buy them again. So I'm going to plant all the bulbils because they're not going to store very well, I don't think, because they're so little. So I'll save some of these size ones, just hold them back and try and store them nicely. And if I end up having to plant them in pots or something, then that'd be fine if they're starting to go a bit not so great. I don't really need a hole for the tiny ones. I got so many of these, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these bulbils actually. What am I going to do with all these tiny bulbs? On second thought, I've pulled out all the tiniest bulbs, or ones that were a bit squishy, actually there's another one. And I've still got like 38. So, and they're so small, I think I might just plant these into a tray or some pots and have those be the ones I save, because I can either plant them or whatever later on. They're just too fiddly and small. Hey, how's it going? I've gotten all my Egyptian walking onions planted, so that's good. I put most of them in this triangle bed where there were tomatoes. Got some nasturtium mulch there already, and I just need to put some more barley straw in there. So I fitted most of them in there, and then some of the bulbils, I didn't count how many bulbils I planted over there, and there were 3 of the cloves left, or bulbs, bigger ones, which I've planted down here in front of one of the blackcurrants. It's a bit drier there, so they may actually do better there if it's quite wet. winter and spring. So I just need to mulch them all and then deal with these little bulbils. I've planted all my little bulbils into this tray. It's a 24 cell tray, and so most of them have got, I tried to put the bigger ones in their own hole, in their own cell, but most of them have got 2 kind of diagonal spacing. So we'll see how they all go. I'm just going to cover them up with more potting mix, and then they can grow, and then I can transplant them, divide the ones that have got 2 and plant them once they've grown a bit and have a good set of leaves on them, and when I figure out what I'm doing with them. So that's half the perennial onions done, or actually more than half with these little bulbils. So the potato onions I want to plant out the front in the tomato row. I had some of the Egyptian walking onions planted on the side of the tomato row last season, and their leaves get quite a bit bigger, so they were getting a little bit in the way of the young tomatoes when they were planted out in the spring. So the potato onions just have, the leaves tend to remain upright a bit more. They're a little bit narrower and not so floppy. Thanks for joining us in today's vlog, guys. Choose to grow hope, and we'll see you next time. Bye.